movie on the way titled The Child, written and produced by Jermaine Smith, and I was given the opportunity to write 2 scenes for that film. I can't wait for you to see it. So in this clip, you'll see Love Tucker, who's playing Mrs.McCants, and myself playing Ms. Johnson. This is a conversation that's happening between an educator and assistant principal after a mid-year review, formal and informal observations, how defeated you can feel as an educator, especially when you're trying to advocate for your students and advocate for yourself.
I have been doing this for 20 years.
Mrs. McCants, you observe my students after recess, and this is actually the first time that you come into my classroom, and my students have made so much progress. Let me show you.
Progress is measurable, Ms. Johnson.
Mrs. McCants?
Ms. Johnson, the lack of on-task behavior, typically Dante and Aisha were visibly distracted and not adhering to instructions. This is a direct reflection of your lack of classroom management.
Mrs. McCants, Dante and Aisha are currently in the process of being evaluated for their IEP, and it's impossible for them to sit still for an extended period of time due to their sensory needs.
Every student has their challenges, Ms. Johnson. It is my expectation and the expectation of this school that during formal and informal observations that all students are engaged, no exceptions.
Mrs. McCants, that's not realistic, and you have to understand that children learn at their own pace, and to just force them into this rigid mold is not realistic, and it doesn't foster a love of learning.
A love of learning.
Sometimes those observations can leave you feeling defeated. I've heard people say, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to find a different career path to follow because education isn't for me. Sometimes that's based on a conversation that they've had with someone in leadership. When you are advocating for yourself and your students and they're not listening to you, they're listening to tell you, okay, I heard what you said, but this is what I want and this is what I expect. This scene was written for all of the educators that want more for themselves. They want more for their students. They want more for the families, the parents. They want an honest conversation. They want to be able to disagree without feeling like they'll be blackballed for standing up for themselves. They want to be heard and respected.